the Maharashtra government has cancelled the 2 resolutions on the 3-language policy for schools at a time when the political, in fact, parties have strongly criticized the government and have called it an attempt on Hindi imposition in the state. Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has announced a panel will deliberate on the policy future. Now today, Mahayuti protested against Uddhav Thackeray hours before the assembly session was to take off. I mean, they are saying that this is being politicized for the gains in the upcoming elections. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this has become a very, very important issue. Yesterday, Uddhav Thackeray came out and said that this is a victory of a united front being presented by the Marathi people and the opposition parties. One key factor in this has been the support that the MNS has also, in fact, the way they have raked up this issue. MNS, remember, is Raj Thakray's party. He's the estranged cousin of Uddhav Thackeray. Both the brothers speaking in the same language. Could this entire issue catapult both of them to come together? Uddhav Thackeray hit out at the BJP, calling it a factory of deceased. Take a look.
We've seen that the government has taken back the GR. Should this be seen as a symbolic victory of the opposition in the state?
See, this is a victory against the government of Maharashtra, who's trying to implement as is basis. Like if something is sent from Delhi, go and implement in your state. So this was not accepted by people of Maharashtra and the parties which are in opposition of the existing government in Maharashtra. So to make Hindi compulsory from 1st to 5th standard, we oppose that. We are not against Hindi, but we are against making Hindi compulsory for primary education.
तरीके से प्रदर्शन किया गया, आपने प्लेक कार्ड पकड़ा है कि त्रिभाषा जो सूत्र है वो उद्धव ठाकरे ही लेके आए थे और फिर इतनी नौटंकी क्यों कर रहे हैं?
बिल्कुल, क्योंकि वो मुख्यमंत्री थे, डॉक्टर माशेलकर की समिति जो है माशेलकर की, वो तभी बनाई गई थी और उनका रिकमेंडेशन था त्रिभाषा सूत्र, ये पहले से हिंदुस्तान ने अपनाया है और इसका मराठी प्रेम नहीं दिख रहा था, हिंदी द्वेष दिख रहा था। क्यों? हिंदी हमारी भारतीय भाषा नहीं है क्या? एक इंटरव्यू में आदित्य ठाकरे ने कहा कि हमारी फ्रेंच है, हमारी जर्मन है, ये उनकी कब से हो गई?
So let me explain this in 2 parts. Before going to how the brothers are coming closer, let's first understand what they have been able to do politically, the kind of messaging that they are sending on the flip-flop of the Maharashtra government over the Hindi language. April 16th, Hindi made the 3rd language from classes 1st to 5th by the government of Maharashtra. The government says this move was part of phased NEP, the new education policy implementation in the state. Now, Chief Minister Fadnavis on April 20th said Hindi is not compulsory because, already there were murmurs which had started against this. On June 17th, new order of Hindi was in fact being used generally as the 3rd language was passed. Then, on June 29th, again going back, Hindi was withdrawn as the 3rd language generally as well, seeing the sentiments on the ground. And remember, there are looming BMC elections in the state, so taking no chances politically, now reversing this decision as well. How is this, both these brothers talking in the same language, how Hindi united Uddhav and Raj Thackeray. They have been opposed of this language. Let me very quickly tell you about this. 2005, Raj Thackeray quit Shiv Sena and launched his party MNS. That's the history as far as these brothers are concerned. In 2005 and 2025, the split widened in the Shiv Sena, and Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray, it drew them apart. They were on different poles, in fact. In 2025 now, Hindi imposition comes in, and the question about Hindi imposition comes in, and both the brothers speak in more or less the same language. This is also what we have been hearing for the last few days of both the Shiv Sena and MNS workers saying that if both the brothers want, their parties possibly could come together. On July in 2005, July 5th, it was planned that a joint protest march against Hindi imposition will be taken out. Both the brothers, from 2005, would have been for the first time together on a public platform in 2 decades. Could this had resulted in both the MNS and Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray coming together under the banner, because you remember they are fighting for the legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray, and the Thackeray family possibly feeling united, it would be better to take on the Shinde Sena and the BJP. Anuj, my colleague, is with me at this moment. Anuj, the government absolutely under pressure. I mean, they had to go back on what the opposition had been demanding upon. Now, on this issue, what is the word on the street? How has this been taken, politically? And the question about both these brothers coming together?
We need to look at this entire matter in two different halves. Firstly, from the perspective of how important was this anti-Hindi movement that took place here in Maharashtra, in the last couple of months, wherein we saw different social outfits, political parties come together to voice out their opinion against what they perceive to be a compulsion of Hindi being made from class 1 onwards. We need to remember that Hindi has always been a part of Maharashtra's schooling curriculum, but from class 5 onwards, the whole point of contention here was making it compulsory or making it the default language rather from class 1. When you talk about the unity or the rumors about the Thackeray brothers coming together, of course, when the interview went viral, wherein while speaking to filmmaker Mahesh Manjrekar, Raj Thackeray said that the interest of Maharashtra is much greater than any petty quarrels or fights that he might have had with any of his family members, giving away a very clear hint. So there is a possibility of reunion is what he suggested a few months ago. And since then, this has been an active part of political narratives and conversations across the state.
Yes.
And people, in fact, it is the workers of both of these parties who have been very steadfast in and very excited about this reunion. And this anti-Hindi debate, in a way, provided them an opportunity on a platter. And as you said earlier, on July 5th, a joint rally was going to take place, one of the first of its kind ever since the Sanyukta Maharashtra movement started in 1960, wherein everyone expected the Maharashtra Navnirman Sainiks, that is the MNS workers and Shiv Sainiks, to share the same stage after 20 years. But now it has been called off, and UBT is pondering over a celebratory event instead of a retaliatory event.
So, celebrations possibly at the hands, and at least they would want to drive home that message that it was their pressure that forced the government to make a U-turn as far as this entire policy is concerned. Anuj, thank you at this moment. But let's dwell further on this. Jayant Menkar, senior journalist from Mumbai, is joining me at this moment. Thank you so much, Mr. Menkar. Let me ask you this. Both the brothers speaking almost the same language as far as the anti-Hindi stand is concerned. Do you think it's a concerted effort? Because Raj Thackeray has in fact very recently also played a footsie with the BJP and the NDA. It was seen that he's tilting towards them. Now he also speaking Uddhav Thackeray's language. Does it clear the path for both the brothers to come together?
So actually both are coming from the same legacy. The Shiva Sena, when it comes to the Marathi first, that particular thing is there. Secondly, as your correspondent has already said, imposing Hindi from the first standard was opposed. And another thing, Home Minister Amit Shah had said a few years earlier that there should be one nation, one language, and of course he was hinting Hindi. And then he said, he had even recently said that now as time will come that people will feel ashamed while talking in English. What is this, the way he was saying? So all these things together with all important which you mentioned, the BMC elections around the corner, and mind you, the BMC having the budget of 75,000 crore, which was in the hands of Shiva Sena continuously from 1997 till 22. Now Shiva Sena is desperately, of course, trying to hold the hand, whereas BJP is trying to take it. And in this moment, both the brothers realize that even BJP is not ready to take Raj wholeheartedly with them. On the other hand, Uddhav has another view that if for this particular election, if I tie up with my brother, there will be an opportunity to grab and to continue my hold over financial capital of the country for next 5 years. Of course, it will be a tough bargaining
Okay.
for Uddhav and Raj because both parted ways on a personal rivalry. But let me tell you, this particular mistake, what BJP did of imposing language, has given a ray of hope, has given an opportunity to both the brothers to at least start thinking.
Okay,
Can they
but
come
Mr.
together?
Mankar, let me ask you this. It's a hypothetical question. If indeed they come together, let's presume that both of them come together under a same banner, under the same party. What is the impact of that you see in the upcoming, especially the BMC elections?
First, I mean, it will not be a single party. They will have their own identities, but they can join. They may join hands. But let me tell you, the way they got impact for this particular moment, it will be a thumping majority for the for Shiva Sena MNS in next BMC elections, because BJP will not be able to make any inroads in the Marathi. Still, there are nearly 28% are Maharashtrians in Mumbai, and that will be the decisive factor. And Shiva Sena MNS will have a thumping majority. Actually, I have said earlier on this channel also that MNS is being used by BJP to take away the chunk of votes of Shiva Sena so that BJP can make inroads.
Right.
The way Asaduddin Owaisi or Prakash Ambedkar are being used.
So he was being used possibly to try and divide the Marathi voters. If both the brothers join hands, that will reverse and that will give an edge to Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray and the MNS if they fight together. We'll have to wait and see. Everything is possible in politics. You know, that's the art. The art of impossible is politics. Thank you, Mr. Mankar, for joining me at this moment on this.